Hey guys, Julie here. I am in Frederick. We are about to do Ruby's go home session. She is an 8-month-old boxer. Her family sent their other boxer through our program 4 years ago. And so when they got Ruby, they signed her up right away. She's been signed up for months now. And it finally is here, her go home day after 3 weeks with us. It flew by, let me tell you. I'm just doing a little bit of walking before it starts. Her owners hit some traffic, so we have some time before the go home starts. So if you've noticed, I am completely hands-free. Okay, this is an 8-month-old boxer who is healing with me completely hands-free. And this is something that all of our dogs are doing by go home day, and usually by the last week. We don't need the leash, right? So we've got cars driving by. We're in a pretty busy area of town. I like doing go homes at this parking lot. One, because it's just a neutral spot. We have a lot of clients who drive from Baltimore or DC, and I don't want them to drive all the way out to West Virginia. So we meet at this spot right here, and it's just so perfect, not just because of all the space, but because of the perfect amount of distractions, right? And so we're practicing. This is our off-leash heel. And let me tell you, she didn't know heel when she got here. She was all over the place. Have you ever tried to walk a boxer that's out of control? Your arm will be sore, that's for sure. Anyway, we're about to do our go home session. These go home sessions, we spend about a couple hours with the owner and the dog, instructing the owner on what the dog knows. Because if anyone sent a dog through training, you know that training the dog is only half the equation. The owner has to know what to do, how to hold the dog accountable, and how to use their dog's skills, because the dogs aren't going to use them themselves, that's for sure. We need our owners to be holding our dogs accountable and doing everything we recommended going home, and that includes structure, crate training, waiting for food, waiting at thresholds, the place command on a daily basis, going on structured walks, and just doing everything that the dog has learned and keeping them nice and tight with their training. So right now, we're walking in heel. You notice she's turning with me. I don't need a leash. Okay, let me show you what she knows. I'm gonna actually flip the camera around. Sit. Good girl. If I stop, she sits. Stay. She'll stay until I either release her or give her another instruction, right? So even if cars are driving by, even if I back away, she'll stay in that seated position. Down. If she doesn't listen right away, click, and she lays down. That is the perfect example of how we use our e-collar. She's really distracted by the cars. She didn't hear me, or she heard me and she said, I don't feel like it. What's gonna happen? I click at a 4, she lays down. Okay, that is the perfect example of how we use our e-collars. If she would have laid down immediately, I wouldn't have touched the button, but this is our accountability button. I asked her to do something, now it's my job to follow through. Okay, so now she's in our downstay, which means she stays there until either released or given another command. So there's lots of uses for this. You can put your dog in a down while you go pick up poop. You can put your dog in a down while you do lawn work. You're at a restaurant patio. Maybe you took the kids to the playground and you don't want the dog all over the place. You've stopped to check your phone. You've stopped to check your mail. You put your dog in a down, and they'll stay there until they're released. Now I can even get her more relaxed by having her chin go down. Click it again, she relaxes herself even more, right? This is like total relaxation. If you need her mind to relax even more, you click that button a second time and she puts her head down, even with all of the distractions. Okay, now let me show you her recall. I'm gonna tap my tone button here, and she should come to me and sit her down right at my feet, okay? Good girl. Here she comes. Sit. Good girl. And then from here, I can either release her, or we can go back into a heel. Heel. Wonderful job. And let me show you our final command, which is the place command. So we're gonna walk up to that bed over there. I'm gonna point to it and say place. She'll get on. This is what she'll be using inside the house most often. So she's not wandering around getting into stuff, barking, chewing, pestering Barley. So there's two ways to get your dog on place. One, you can recall them. So it would be come with a tone and then point to the place bed and say place. And the second way is to just walk up to the bed. If they're following you or if they're in heel, point to it and say place. She's never been on this bed before. Place. Beautiful job. They should get on, and if they don't lay down, you can tell them down. She goes right into a double down, which is the association we've taught to the bed, is get on and relax. Okay, even with all this stuff going on. Remember, she's 8 months old. She didn't have a stay at all when she came to us. So now I'm gonna give her a potty break. She's done really well. We've gone through every command, and I'm going to release her and let her go potty. Ruby, break. Yeah, girl. Go potty. So another thing is that even while on break, so she's on break right now, technically there's no commands, but there's still rules. Like she can't just run into the street. She can't start barking, right? But I want her to stay close, but enjoy your free time. Go potty, go sniffing, within reason. Use your free time. Now, if she does something wrong, if she starts going into the street, if she starts barking, if she gets something in her mouth that she shouldn't, I don't necessarily need to give a command. I can just correct on the e-collar. If I need to give a command, I can. But if she's just walking along and she picks something up in her mouth, I don't even need to say anything. I can just click and say, don't, you know, in my head, don't touch that. She drops it and we move on. You don't always need to give a command. But if you are going to give a command because she did something wrong, make sure you correct first and then give the command. So if somebody walked up to us and she started jumping on them, I'm not just going to say, sit while she's jumping. I'm going to correct the jumping and then say sit. So it's correct and then direct, okay? All right, we only have a few minutes until go time. We'll see you later.